hell did we get down the rabbit hole of drinking stories?
We were talking about the Pope.
Of course. Yes, of course. That alcoholic. Welcome back to Two in the Blue. I am your host, John Flounder Caruso, here with Stevie D. DeStefano, our co-host, and Big Lou in the background, DJ editor, always making that magic happen. We are recording from the Energy Defender Studios, called Energy Defenders for all your solar and roofing needs. Episode 44. Who's number 44 that you know?
Jay Eichmeyer wore number 44.
Ike?
Yeah, in Hawks.
Ronnie Lott was 42.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Speaking of Ronnie's and speaking of football numbers, shout out to Ron Dorsey. Dude.
Oh, my God. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Hamilton legend.
Yes.
He was the nicest guy in the whole world.
He was.
I played softball with him. I know his son, Ronnie, the head football coach for the St. Joe Wildcats right now.
Mm-hmm.
So condolences to their family.
Absolutely.
And, man, yeah, what a great guy.
What a huge loss. And he was he was an icon, and he was an Hamilton icon.
That's the thing, man. When you're a legend, like people will never forget him.
No.
He's going to live on forever.
100%.
And that's that's good for the family.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that was
And I hate to stay on the subject of death, but the Pope died.
Yeah.
And what's a big news, and of course with the Pope dying, it brings out all kinds of conspiracy theories that are flying around. The end of the world. This is the second coming now of Christ. This is there's this 88 theory. There's a bunch of like 8 or 888 theory. I'm not sure even what that means. They're saying that where they hang the pictures of the Pope, that there was only one spot left for him. So like that meant that was it. That's the end. This guy that had made this prediction, he has predicted popes. He predicted that Francis was the last one and that this was going to be. Anyhow, we're on to that. We're past all that. These conspiracies fly around. And none of them came true, obviously. I mean, the guy is now being properly laid to rest. He's going to be paraded around. So and actually, they said this man died in February. And it didn't get announced till Easter.
So, tell me about these, 888 conspiracy. Do you know anything about that?
I tried looking into this, and I really couldn't find anything solid on it. I don't know if it's is this the 88th Pope, or was he the 88th Pope? Or there's some type of eight months, and there was people come up with these. It was the 8th month of this or that. I don't know.
Eric Lindros. Yeah, it's got to have something to do with Eric Lindros.
Definitely, and the Legion of Boom. Yes,
and Michael Irving.
Right,
and the Pope. Wait, so he died in February? Can we get back to that?
So yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. So the 88 Pope. Yeah, the theory related to the prophecy of the popes suggests that the end of the world will occur 888 years after the reign of a particular pope. Some interpret this as indicating that the current Pope, Francis, is the last pope and that the end of the world is near. Now, don't get me wrong. Pope Francis was a very liked pope. Yeah, but beloved.
Can you hold on?
Okay.
What's with the 8s? What's with the 8s?
So 888 years. So there's a guy who was predicting. I don't know the guy's name, but he was predicting popes, and they're saying 888 years after the reign of a particular pope, which I guess whoever it was 888 years ago. Whoever that was as a pope, they're saying that now this is the last.
Can the AI overview not figure out who the Pope 888 years ago was?
Okay, so 888 years ago would have been in 1137. The Pope during this year was Innocent II, who reigned from 1130 to 1143. So apparently, I guess, yeah. So
I wonder what's significant about this guy.
I don't know. That's why these theories are so, because none of them ever fucking add up. But apparently, he died in February. That's another theory going around, that he died in February, and he wasn't announced until, I don't know if it was Easter or the day after Easter. There was a significant date with that, and that's another theory. This is crazy. I mean, and why I say all this, and I believe in the second coming of Christ or whatever. So, but Christ was a Jew, so
Yeah.
so
Great,
I'm not sure how how that coincides with the Catholic Pope.
You talk about all these conspiracy theories. Like, think of there's been how many end of the world conspiracies have there been?
A bazillion.
I mean, 2000,
yes.
and then 2001 was like, why was 2001 the millennium?
Oh, because of the tower attack. I believe that had something to do with it because it happened in 2001.
Yeah, I don't. There's just always been these like end of the world conspiracies, and everyone's trying to predict. One was like just like a random day, like April 19th or something.
Yeah,
like.
If you watch enough of conspiracy stuff with dates on them, your algorithm will load up with guys saying, "Watch April 27th tomorrow. There's significant happening on April 27th." Now, if something happens, now he looks like he predicted something. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying.
All the time.
Eventually, someone's gonna be right.
Yeah, they're always. That's the problem with conspiracy theories is they throw shit at the wall, and once one sticks, they feel like they can pick up the other ones and start slapping them again against the wall.
I thought 2000 was it. I was like convinced.
Did you really?
That was the most scared I was about a conspiracy. I mean, I was young too at the time, but I was worried. That
one didn't make me nervous because my impression of it was supposed to be the end of like all computers were going to crash.
Mm.
That's what I thought. That was my understanding, that all computers were going to crash, and that was going to make a significant burden on society that was current.
Yeah, I remember being worried about that. What did you do in 2000? Do you remember?
I was a Marine.
Oh, you were in the Marines?
Yes, sir. I went in the Marines in 2000.
Where? No, I mean on like.
Oh, so 1999. 1999. I can tell you exactly where I was the night of 1999 going into 2000. I was at CJ St. Tilly's house having a party. I was DJing the party. I was. It was just a group of friends. Shout out to whoever went. It was basically the class of '98 was having a party that day or that night. I decided it was going to be a great idea to get a keg of Molson X.
All right.
That was like 8%. I think it's like 8% alcohol.
That's a great beer.
Oh, yeah.
The Canadian lagers are phenomenal.
I decided we start drinking. I get completely shit-faced before the ball even drops. So I'm like, fuck Y2K. I'm out. And I went to a bedroom and passed out. I woke up 2 o'clock. I woke up like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and come out to people moaning. There was people hanging on each other in the tub throwing up.
Oh.
There was just people under the pool tables. It was a disaster. It was like I woke up into another dimension. And these people, it was nuts. Somebody burnt popcorn in the microwave. They set it for 30 minutes. It was nuts. And at the time, I was the biggest drunk in the entire group. Their parents come home and they're like, "You should have been more responsible like John and went to bed." I was like, I missed the whole thing. There was throw up everywhere. CJ, it was his house, he threw up doing a 360 going down the steps. It was everywhere. So, yeah, I know exactly where I was on that night.
I had one of those nights where you ever have did you ever throw up from drinking where like you don't even have to like heave? It just like falls out of your mouth. I had one and I was laying on the couch, man. My cousin Amy was there for some reason. We were at John Fognano's. Yeah, it was just falling on my arm. I'm like, I was too tired to get up. I was like, fuck it. Get it tomorrow.
We were a mess.
Yeah. Ended up in a shower, just like horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my last vomit thing, my mother was spraying me off with a hose. That was the wake-up call.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Usually is. Yeah.
My mom helped me out one time. I was throwing up. I was like in the room, and her and my dad were like laughing at me. It's like, oh, you fucking pussy.
I'd be hungover the next day. My father, if you're gonna play, you're gonna pay.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Well, I had a few. Like I had the one time where I threw up, and they were like helpful and laughed at me, but they were helpful. They were like, like clean a mess. I was young. I was younger, not that young. But then I also had those nights where I pissed them off like crazy the night before, and they were like, they're waking me up at 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no.
My sister was the worst. She would come in my sister's 13 years older than me, I believe. And so she would come home 4 o'clock in the morning. And my parents, we couldn't wait till 7 a.m. They're banging on the walls, get up, because we all had to clean. Had to clean our rooms, clean the house, help clean the house, and then you got out of the house. Yeah. That was it. Yeah, you left. If not, you got more chores. So yeah, it was.
I was smoking one night. I was young and I was living at my parents' house, and they were. So I smoked. I came inside and I had smoked more than I was capable of, I guess. So I went upstairs to go to bed, and I was like, I was thinking about breathing. So like I go into this wormhole in my head, like, what if I forget to breathe? I'm like, oh my God, I need water. So I go downstairs, and at like, while I'm doing this, they're watching a dog. They're like dog sitting some dog I never even met before. And this dog's like barking upstairs. I don't even know. Like this dog's barking. I'm downstairs, like just drinking water, like trying to figure out how to make sure I can breathe while I'm sleeping. My mom comes downstairs, dude, and I'm just like my eyes are as red as possibly can be. She knew immediately, dude. And she just was like, are you smoking? I'm like, I got the giggles, dude. So I'm trying to, like, yeah, sorry, you know. And she's going into this, like, she's like, brings the Bible out. She's like reading scripture. Like, I got to promise her I'm never going to smoke pot again in my life. I write a note. She puts it in her Bible. And I'm just like,
Did she commence to beating you with the Bible as well, or no?
No, it wasn't like that. She was very concerned. So, you know, so, and then like, she's like wrapping it up, and she's like, I just, you know, like people think highly of you. And like, all I hear is hi. And I just, dude, I'm like on the ground crying, laughing. And she's like, oh, what the fuck, Steve? I better just throw this fucking note out right now. You're going to go to fucking hell. You know?
That's great.
I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't.
That is great.
Yeah, it was great.
Isn't it? I think, but that was the great thing about marijuana is like, you just got the fit of giggles. That's it. You just laugh.
Yeah, I was dying. And eating around the house. I'm eating the raw eggs. I didn't give a fuck.
You didn't care. Raw piece of pork. Yeah,
exactly. That wasn't.
How the hell did we get down the rabbit hole of drinking stories?
We were talking about the Pope.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course. That alcoholic. I'll tell you what. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
Come on, man. Sorry.
Yep. All right. All right. God. All right. Well, we'll talk later, God.
All right. So the NFL draft.
Yes.
Started on Thursday. It's very exciting because like anything NFL right now, like basketball's unwatchable. We have zero hockey teams.
Yes.
But the Phillies suck.
I don't know what's going on with them, right?
So like you get the Eagles, you get something, right? It's like something.
Exciting time, right?
You get to hear the music of the draft. You know, you see the logo, you're excited. Shedeur Sanders, who was projected to go number 1 by Mel Kiper.
Yeah.
As of me leaving the house to come here and film, was not drafted in round 4.
Right.
You're telling me he just got drafted
round 5 by the
round 5
by the Cleveland Browns, who jumped the Eagles to get him,
to grab him.
And there was talk that the Eagles were going to take him.
I think that would have been a great pick by the Eagles.
I don't like this guy.
He was a top 10 player.
Okay,
you don't turn down talent like that in the 5th round.
I understand. There's a reason why this guy went so late.
The attitudes. I don't like. I wasn't in the like. There's not much coming out of like what happened in the interviews, but that is apparently what like was dropping his draft stock, and he's like a Carson Wentz kind of guy, where he's holding on to the ball in the pocket too long and taking sacks.
Yes,
and they don't think that's going to translate really well.
I know his stats were good, and I get that. There's something about the eyeball test that tells me that he's just not going to be a good NFL quarterback.
I don't think it's fair. Like to look at the stats from anyone who plays for Colorado, unless you're looking at just strictly their stats.
Well, people will argue that
good schools.
It's a Big Ten. What, Colorado's a Big Ten now or Big 12?
I don't know.
They're saying that that should be legit. I'm sorry, he's not an SEC quarterback. They
play a lot of cupcakes.
Not that you have to be an SEC quarterback to be a successful quarterback, because there's been many out there who have been ACC and whatever, but. There's an eyeball test. And again, I said that too. He played for Colorado. I don't know how much big schools competition they played where his stats would be like consistent with that, right? Like if you're playing the Alabamas and the Georgias and the Auburns and the Clemsons, and that's the Clemson's ACC, but these big time other schools, would it be the same? Would the record be the same?
No, absolutely not. And like Colorado is one of these teams where like they're like really good at recruiting. We call Deion Sanders as the head coach, so they're attracting these awesome players.
Yes,
And they have like more of a cupcake schedule than an Alabama or a Georgia or a Texas.
And because of the portal and they pulled in such talent, now you just made a talented school. You just made this school a talent with. You basically gave them SEC talent.
They're a big fish in a small pond.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And then when they do play the other big fish, they don't like hold up that well.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to evaluate like based on schedule, based on statistics. So what these teams are doing is they're trying to. Okay, well, we'll see what he does at the workout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing the workout.
Right.
Let's see what he does on pro day. I'm not doing pro day. Let's see what he does. I'm not doing. Let's see how he acts when he doesn't get picked in the first round. I'm not going to the draft. You know?
Now, there was a theory Stephen A. Smith and somebody else put out
collusion.
There's a collusion. Yep. Well, where's that theory now, Stephen A.? Where's it at now? He got drafted. I actually think that when he got this fourth, fifth round, I think that was about where he should have went.
Well, I mean, according to the experts, he was a top 10 talent. You know, I mean, Mel Kiper, I'm sure, has watched more film than me or you have.
I know.
On Shedeur Sanders.
But 32 GMs and owners went through several processes.
The thing is, too, there wasn't a lot of teams really looking for a quarterback.
That was the other thing.
There was like 3 teams.
But there other teams did take quarterbacks. In fact, right before he got chosen, I think in the 4th round, Ravens traded to the Minnesota Vikings their current quarterback. And I thought they were going to take him.
Their current backup?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, their backup. So it was something like that. It was a trade there. And I'm like, oh, here's the trade because they're going to trade him and they're going to pick up Sanders. No, they went like wide receiver. Yeah. And then it got the Browns. Now, obviously, the Browns are a team that they always need a quarterback. Now, if you want to, but
they had a great draft.
Let me ask you this question: do you think when he got the call from the Cleveland Browns, he's going to pull an Eli Manning?
Not in the 5th round. I don't think he can in the 5th round. I mean,
like, I don't want to.
Eli did that like in the 1st round with the first pick,
right? But do you think this kid can say, "I don't want to play for you guys"?
I think that would be if he does that, then they will like Kaepernick him. Like he won't.
Well, and that's what they're saying. Like this was almost a Kaepernick thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he did get drafted, so you can throw that all out the window. And clearly, 32 GMs and owners went through this whole thing and chose to not take him early on for
collusion doesn't
reason.
have to be like no one draft him, but they could like all them owners could get together like, well, fuck this kid, you know.
That's my theory behind that is does somebody really think in today's day and age and technology that 32 people can sit in a concealed room and not one word will be spoken outside that door?
Yeah,
and no one ever get.
I don't buy the collusion thing.
Insider thing. Come on, that's what I mean.
This is what I think. They all like they do all talk. Obviously, especially this time of year, they're all figuring out like, well, what do you need? What do I got? And they're talking to everyone.
And they compare notes.
Yeah, and like I can see them all being like, well, fuck, like this kid's like kind of a jerk off. Like, like, do you see the size of his gold chain? Like,
I know.
Do you want this in your life? Like, I can see them like kind of creating this like negative connotation around him just based on their conversations, but I wouldn't call that collusion.
No, I call it where there's smoke, there's fire, and this kid has created a lot of smoke around himself.
And this actually connects to construction because this happens a ton in construction where you got this guy who's talented. He can do everything. He can run a board. He can run a sensor. He can put in pipe. He could finish concrete, but he's a jerk off.
Yeah.
And he gets blackballed.
Or it's the guy who is the great worker the 3 days that he shows up for work.
Yeah.
And you got to deal, or he's showing up late every single day. And it's like, dude, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
And that was my terminology with Sanders. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze with this kid. But we're actually going to find out. But you're right with this, or to bring it back to construction. When you have like the hottest free agent out there, myself, you don't sit on the bench long. Back out to work.
Hell yeah.
Right away.
Hell yeah.
So I'm saying? I had to work a 14-hour shift in Delaware the other night.
I hooked you up with 6 hours overtime?
You know what I'm saying, dog? What? Wilmington, Delaware, not exactly the part we were in, was exactly the most entertaining.
I heard it's nice there.
Yeah, it was not
Thursday night.
At all. When there's people coming in and out of apartments at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, just like it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, yeah, it's probably not.
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing way back in the day at them times, and it's not good.
Oh yeah, you don't have to bring your own shit to work.
No.
You can.
Yeah. Whatever.
Save myself the trip. Yeah.
But and these guys got out there with the hydro hammer and everything. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, lights. The new light towers with the LEDs, by the way, are
wait in the middle of a town,
dude. Yes.
Wow. Why are we working nights?
Like I'm here and you're on the stoop.
And you're in row home.
Yes.
Village.
Yes.
With a hydro hammer at 2 o'clock in the morning,
bro. These guys were. As soon as 9 o'clock hit, pop, 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 and they hammered till a good 11. Now, mind you, these new LED light towers can light up the fucking world, and they got.
Well, that's another reason not to do it at night.
They got 3 of them, and they're just shining. Nobody cared. No one cared.
Oh my god, dude! Try that in.
I told you, I missed a video. I missed a good opportunity for a video, and I couldn't grab my phone fast enough. The guy came up to my truck, shirtless, right, carrying a shirt. Sweating, says he just got jumped, and I just needed some money for a bus ticket. I'm sorry, buddy, I don't have any cash on me. I truly don't. I don't have anything to help you. I said, I got a granola bar if you want something to eat. Nah, man, all right, thank you. So I watch him walk away, and he stops behind the truck, behind one of the work trucks, and he's looking. I'm like, oh, no, is this guy going to steal something? So he starts reaching in the truck. I don't know what he's grabbing, and I'm not going to. And the guy's eyes were completely black when he talked to me, so I'm like, this guy's on something, and I'm not getting involved. So I go on the radio, and I told the foreman, I'm like, yo, there's a guy in the back of the Kylie truck, and can you got to tell the cop. It was a female cop. Mm-hmm. So I hear him get out and tells her. She comes running over. She's hilarious. She grabs everything he had in his hand, shirt, chart. I don't know what he had. She's like, is this your shirt? Yeah. She throws it back at him. She's like, get out of here. She's like, I don't care if you just want water. You just don't go in the truck. And I'm like, oh my God. And I totally missed the opportunity with this video. But I could have probably sat there and took video all night long, just let the camera roll just to watch how many people were coming. And some of these people, I hate to say they didn't look like project people, but they just didn't. There was a girl and a guy that looked like a couple that was just walking down the street going to dinner.
Really?
They were dressed
peacoats,
dressed decently,
hair done,
right? They walk in,
perfume
on a bat. I'm like, okay. Maybe there's maybe this ain't that bad of a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Next thing I know, this guy walks out like 2 hours later in a t-shirt and what looks to be loose boxer briefs, mm-hmm. and socks, and just starts walking up the sidewalk, up the street. Yes. And I'm like, and then he comes back with 2 12-packs of, I look like Diet Coke, walks in the house. Then the girl comes out in pajamas, and she starts walking, and she's waving, hi. I'm like, hi. And then she comes walking back, and she's waving again. I'm like,
man.
This is like, I'm like, okay, I guess.
14 hours of entertainment.
It was entertaining.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't get over that they're doing this at nighttime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in a city, so the grid of the city.
So the way this was set up is it's in Wilmington, so there's a lot of streets like this. Here's a highway, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of side streets that go over the highway. So there's row homes over here. In the middle is the highway with the side street going over, and then another row of row homes. And we were in this section. Now, the cop did say, you don't want to go one block in.
You were off the highway, or you were on the highway?
Off the highway, but easily accessible to the highway.
Yeah, I don't get how, why wouldn't they do that during the day?
Because of the intersection it was at, it was one of the off ramps for 95.
Oh, you had to close it.
Yeah, we had to close this intersection. There was a one-way we had to close off completely, so they couldn't cross.
You had to close off 95 too?
No.
The exit?
We had to let them know that the exit was going to be one lane, and you couldn't go right. They could only go straight. So it was weird. It was a tight area. I give the guy credit that was in charge of TCC, young kid. Shout out to this guy's name's Blaine. Dude, he had it drawn up, and they did it, and it worked. Mm-hmm. And Del Dot's not easy to work with, and they were like, just change X, Y, and Z, and they were good. So yeah, but it was a busy intersection. That's why they had to do it at nighttime, because all the traffic that goes through there, and you could tell as the sun's coming up, it starts picking up heavy duty.
Try doing that in Washington Township.
Not happening.
No way.
Not happening,
dude. You even start an excavator. At 9 o'clock at night, mm-hmm. They're coming out.
Yeah. I know.
You're getting shut down. There's no way.
No, it was amazing. And I'm telling you, not one person came out and said, I got to work tomorrow. What the fuck? Not one person. Not one person said, "Can you keep it down? Turn the light off." Nothing. Nothing like it was nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are
you done?
There's a possibility they're going back out next Thursday, but they think they got far enough where they might be able to do it during the day. So they don't have to shut down an intersection.
Because of the intersection.
So I hope so. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let me give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, Helmets to Hardhats. Helmets to Hardhats is the gateway for veterans coming out of the military who want to get into union construction trades. Helmets to Hardhats will get you right up front. If you're a veteran, contact Helmets to Hardhats. Get in a trade now. And shout out to Route 9.
Yeah.
Provides a lot of work for
laborers.
laborers.
Shout out to Route 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
Providing a lot of work for us laborers.
Well, hey, if you find yourself on Route 9, you can make your way to Frank's Way.
Nice.
Franks-way.com. Let's be frank. Look for his stuff. Dude, you should follow this guy on social media. I mean, he is constantly getting into new bars, new liquor stores. A lot of them, you could take Route 9 too, because a lot of them are down south. But check them out. If you can't make your way to Route 9 to find it, go to franks-way.com and you could order yours today. Very easy. Yeah. And let's shout out Dave Birnbaum.
Buy with Burn.
Buy with Burn. He's part of the Remax community. He's an excellent realtor. He will deal with anything you could throw at him. He could deal with it. It's really, really difficult to buy and sell a house right now. Just because of this market's just out of control. But he's the guy. Like if you want to buy a house, if you're a first time homeowner, if you're outgrowing your house because your family's getting too big and you need something else, like you gotta call Dave. He's he can just make it happen. He has a lot of resources around him. He has a lot of good people around him. They'll get you approved, and he'll make it work within like your whatever boundaries you set for yourself.
Nice.
So yeah, buy with Burn.
Buy with Burn. And also, he's a good guy if you want to get into a town like Hamilton. Hamilton's a town that's up and coming. It's very popular. Dave has probably some in his back pockets that just aren't quite listed yet. So make sure you get a hold of Burn. Speaking of the town of Hamilton, I've been up and down, in and out, all around with events running for council. This has been very interesting and exciting.
I wanted to ask you how that was going today.
Good. It's been going. It has been going very good. I'm having fun. There's here and there. There's politics brings out ugliness in people. It does. It also brings out what you find out to be the true colors of people. So you got to take it all in, process it, and work with it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting out there. I'm getting involved. I'm getting more involved than I already was. So I'm just more involved. I'm just doing more of the same that I've been doing, and I'm having a good time doing it. And I just want. And my thought process is I just want to help. I'm just the average guy, the average blue collar worker, the veteran that just wants to help, to do the best things to help out. And I'm getting super involved, obviously, with the veterans and all these committees and like DAVs, American Legions, and man, it's happening. These guys, good things are happening with the veterans right now. There's going to be really good things coming. But as far as the campaign's going, yeah, I mean, events and stuff like that, it's fun. Me and my wife go. We get to meet more people, and it's been fun so far. But I hear that this is still early. That it really starts picking up in like July when the festival happens, and then obviously like crunch time between September and November.
That's great, man.
Yeah,
that's great. So I'm happy to hear about the veterans. That you got a lot of good, exciting things coming up.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something that's, I guess, is kind of personal?
Okay.
So you say you're doing more stuff than you normally, and you do. Like you are involved in a lot of stuff. Typically, though, you don't have to ask someone to take a picture of it, right? So being part of this ticket for Hamilton First, you have these other people are kind of expecting you to document things because when you document it, it kind of reflects the entire group.
Yeah.
So now, like, if you go to the Hamilton Lake Park to repaint the sign, you got to make sure you can document it. So you got to ask someone to take a picture. Does it make you feel like phony?
Yes. However, what I'm learning is, as people are learning that you're running for town council, it's accepted more. At first it seemed very much, and people act very much that you're just doing it for a purpose. You're doing it for votes. Now I'm starting to see that people are seeing me out doing more things, and the more I'm out there doing it, the more I'm just proving that okay, he's running for council. Well, it kind of comes with the territory. He's got to take pictures. He's got to get, he has to do these things. but look at the things he's doing, and that's the difference. I'm doing things out there just to help and just be involved. And that's honestly, that's all it's about. It's just getting involved and letting people hear you, or just listening. You know, that's the biggest thing. People just want an ear to bend. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Whether it's nonsense or not. To them, it's not nonsense. They just want to hear you. And that's really all people want. That's a lot of things. We just did a coffee talk with the vets last night. So Coffee with a Vet, and I was one of the sponsors as a vet. It was amazing. There was a touching story of a guy that said he never felt appreciated as a veteran until last night, until we had that event, and he was able to come, enjoy himself, and be around other veterans and other people that are supporting veterans. It was at the Canoe Club. So people that came out to also support this event. He was a Vietnam veteran. You know, obviously the horror stories of Vietnam. You come home, there's even more horror stories. You're not accepted. You're spit on. He never felt appreciated. And a lot of them guys hide, and they wanted to be left alone. And they miss out on all the benefits and all the, you know, the stuff you can get and the stuff that's available. So his story was touching. And that's what means the most to me, because just talking to people and just listening, it makes a difference. It really does. So, yeah.
And, you know, not for nothing, but like, even if you are, like, not you particular, I know you're not, but like a candidate who decides to do all this stuff for votes or whatever, like, even if they are just doing it for votes, like, it's still like a lot of stuff to do.
Sure.
And it's a big commitment. And I mean, I think it's pretty easy for the public to weed out who's doing it like for the picture and who's doing it because they are genuinely want to do it.
Yes.
You know, you could come to an event, shake a couple hands, and you're out. You don't even say goodbye. Or you could like go to the event and like hang out, talk to people, drink a couple of beers, or you know, or club sodas, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and like be there and be present. Like there's a big difference, and I think it's kind of easy. But like, you know, I was just thinking about that for some reason, like how it felt for you.
I'm an extrovert because
can you take this picture? You know?
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, I welcome a lot of. I walk in and I can't. First of all, it's not in my nature to just sit there. Mm-hmm. I need to talk. I'm an extrovert, so I love having conversations. I mean, there was guys last night. There was cards of questions about veterans, and one was, and I loved the card. It said, "What was your funniest memory of boot camp?" So this was a great one. I walked around to 3 or 4 veterans and said, "Here you go. Tell me your story." Man, they light up. Oh, boot camp. Oh my God. Well, this. And I told a couple of my stories, and that it just brightens their day. That little conversation. It was amazing. It was amazing what they're doing. Yeah. So, but yeah, it does get uncomfortable a lot of times. You know, sometimes you're taking a picture. So you just, I guess the best advice I got was, John, you know who you are. People know who you are. Just be you. Just go out there and be yourself and do the things that you love to do, and people will recognize that. And that's what I've been doing. And I think it has, and actually I think it's working. I think it's getting recognized a lot.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you're all over the place, so kudos.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a big commitment.
And it's a commitment.
I genuinely commend you for everything you're doing. Yeah.
Listen, not only that, my wife, my family, like they're committed, they're supportive, but you know, me and my wife are like, we have to make sure, like today, when we're done this, I have to allot time for being home and being with her, because it's a lot of separation. It's a lot of me going. And remember, I am a recovered alcoholic, so that brings up a lot of memories. Like, is he really out? Okay, yeah, he is. So now, but she's great with it. Like, and she's if I was doing this 3 years ago, this would have been a disaster. Mm-hmm. But because we're in the place we are now, it is easier. But it's a commitment. It's a commitment on both ends.
I think it's time for Dumb Thing of the Week.
Dumb Things of the Week.
You got anything?
No. other than me, yeah, I have been completely nuts this week. Yeah.
So I got caught being the Easter Bunny.
Were you drunk? Look at his face.
I don't think so. Yeah, actually, what day was Easter? Sunday?
Yeah. So
I was drunk. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so we like put the kids to bed, and you know, we've talked about it before, like Christmas time. We talked about it before. Like you wait until you're usually like even if it's like Christmas Eve and you're getting ready for Christmas, you're like out with the family. You have a couple drinks. So same is true for Easter in this particular situation. You know, we had a couple drinks. We're putting these baskets together, and. Steven just comes like stumbling in the room, like, you know, I'm thirsty. Something. I don't know what he was saying. All I could muster was like, like that. Michelle like leaps over the ottoman and she's like, no, stop, like that. Like we had no idea what to say. Right? Go, stop looking. No, go away. Don't look at me. And right, so I'm like, oh shit! Like we just got coffee and Easter. We got baskets out. There's eggs. We're packing eggs for the Easter egg hunt.
Mm-hmm.
She comes back in. She's like, I don't know. I told him we were doing something for like a yard sale. I think he bought it.
Great recovery, Michelle.
Yard sales on Easter.
We're doing mommy and daddy things.
Yeah. She's like, oh yeah. I told him we had all this stuff out because we're gonna have a yard sale soon.
Yeah.
And mind you, this is the same person who thinks like if we wrap something from Santa Claus, we can't use that same wrapping paper for us. So
right.
for now she's making up stories about fucking yard sales to cover for us being the Easter
That's
bunny.
Great.
Yeah.
Good recovery, Michelle.
Yeah, great. Way to keep your composure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, how about you?
That's all I could do.
Yeah. At least you came. What if you were like, ho.
Dude, yeah. She was tripping over. She was like, no.
Oh my God, that's
it was great. Yeah, it was awesome. The dog was like, what the fuck's happening? Like,
right. Was there any questions the next morning?
Nothing. Didn't hear it. Oh, but Gianna woke up and just opened her whole Easter basket without us.
She's just like, screw you guys.
Steven won't do it. Like Steven feels like, I don't know why. Steven won't, like, he knows like I need mommy and daddy here to, but he woke Gigi up because he was like, oh look, the Easter bunny came.
Mm-hmm.
Gianna. And she just tore through her shit.
That's it.
Yeah. And then Steven woke me up, was like, can we do the Easter egg hunt? I was like, what about the baskets? He's like, we opened them.
We're done. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. One last thing I got to do, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now you'll miss it one day.
Yeah, I missed it this week.
Mm-hmm.
This, you know.
This is
so
great.
yeah, that was my dumb thing.
That's great. Yeah. That is awesome. What else we got?
All right. So it's that time of year where during the day you need the air conditioner,
mm-hmm.
and at night you need the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Kind of.
Kind of. Yeah.
You could make a case for it.
Mm-hmm.
You could just open the windows and just deal with it.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little nicer, but I would say a couple
like
weeks ago, you were
degrees,
you were definitely a couple weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're at 80 degrees during the day sometimes. 75, like anything from like 70 to 80.
Yeah, and
it's
then
hot inside.
And then 55 when it drops into 50s at night. Yeah.
Yeah, even colder.
Yeah,
some nights it's like 40.
Colder,
You wake up, it's like, you know, you get a frost. Yeah. But isn't it weird? You could just leave 72 on and just either press cool or heat, and there's like two different temperatures.
Well, yeah, because one's taking humidity out of the room. That's one of the jobs of an air conditioner. It draws heat out.
Yeah, but it's weird because it's the same temperature.
Did you know that the air conditioning that it's not about blowing cold air in?
Yeah,
it's sucking hot air out. Yeah,
I did know that, but it's still weird.
It is, I guess. Yeah,
because if you put the air conditioner on 72, like it just feels cool.
But I guess it's because the outside temperature is what it is. It's hot, so it's a 72. It feels cooler, and then when it's cold, the 72 feels warmer.
I'll buy it.
You don't?
Is there a sciencey explanation?
Yeah, because like listen,
I looked it up one time before, and I think John's actually right.
Think about
humidity.
So think about too your windows in the house, right? So if your blinds, if you had the blinds pointing into the house, you know, or down on a downward position in the summertime, that generates heat coming in. Mm-hmm. So I always people are told to put your blinds facing up, and it blocks the heat. Well, opposite effect in the wintertime. So if people, I don't know how you keep your house, but if you have even one big large window without a blind and that sun's shining in, that's going to affect the temperature in the house and the thermostat.
I have a huge window with no blinds.
Yeah. And so
I'm not energy efficient at all.
Right, and I think you sit next to that chair, correct?
Nah, we don't use that. Right?
Oh, you don't use that room? Nah. That ain't the one where the big giant TV's in?
It is. We don't use it.
You don't?
Ever. We don't use that room.
So what was the point of that big TV?
Decoration.
Oh.
No, we do something like the Super Bowl when we have a lot of people over. You know, we don't really entertain in the play like the other living room. So we needed a TV for like so people would stay out of the, you know, because that's like our room, our bathroom, laundry room, toy room. You know, so it's like we don't really like want people in there that much because we don't take care of it as well, to be honest with you.
You know what else this time of year it gets to be? And it's one of my favorite times of year. Grass. I get the lawn going.
Oh yeah, 420 just passed.
Hell yeah, that grass too. My lawn looks fucking amazing right now. You go walk outside of my house, you think you were in Augusta, Georgia at the Masters.
All right.
Yeah, oh yeah, right in the rough. Oh, I love it. It's green. I got the flowers planted. It's happening. My backyard is completely insect repellent.
Wow.
Everything. Marigolds, citronella plant, lavender, lemon balm, lemon burn balm.
Lemon burn bomb?
Yeah, some
Buy
lemon.
with lemon burn?
Buy with lemon burn bomb. Yeah, so anything and marigolds, anything that's anti-insect, and it works. So we had it out there last year. It was amazing.
Does that mess with, how about ticks?
I don't think it repels ticks, but it does.
Do you get ticks, Becker? You must, right?
Yeah,
You have
there's some woods. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we get ticks.
Do you spray at all? Do they come? Do you have a service?
Yeah.
Viking Pest?
No, we use Communale. Bruce.
Viking Pest sucks, dude.
Yeah.
They text me constantly.
Well, you know what? We used to have Viking, and then they stopped at COVID. They stopped coming in the house, and then when COVID stopped, they didn't start coming back in the house again, and we're still charging you the same price.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, yeah, no,
not gonna fly.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, get out there and start doing your lawns and landscaping, man, because it's very gratifying. You just completely moved the camera. That was.
Oh, I did. Oh, my bad. All right. Yeah. So, but back to the 72 degrees being two different temperatures, whether the heat's on or the air's on. And it does feel like two different temperatures, even though the thermometer reads the same. Doesn't the same kind of apply for your weight? Like if you're losing weight, right? And you're approaching, call it 200. Doesn't 200 look different on the way down than if you were to be gaining weight and you're up to 200? Like your body looks different.
Well, I've just
feels different.
So I got to think about this because I just lost a little over 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we'll say 300. Yeah, it seems like I hit 300. Like, first of all, the length of time it takes to gain weight is completely ridiculous compared to losing
insane.
weight. Even if you're probably because even though, like, say you're a person that wants to gain weight. That is hard for a person, but that 10 pounds of gaining weight for a small person is probably just as hard for a fat person to lose 10 pounds going down.
Yeah. But I'm like, I had lost weight last year. And I went from like 240-ish to like 205. And when I got to like 220, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Like I look better. Like I'm happy, but then like the holidays, like the Christmas around that time, like I kind of fell by the wayside. So now I start gaining weight again. And 220 on the way up looks way worse
than when you come back
on the way down. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
It's weird.
It is.
But it's all in your head.
It's a mindset. It definitely is a mindset.
It's crazy how you're like psychologically you can look different in a mirror at the same exact weight, look exactly the same.
I'm creeping so close to. I'm 252 right now.
Yeah.
I want to. If I can get to 240, 245, that would be a great, I think, comfort weight for me.
Dude, I was 245 this time last year.
Oh my god,
that's insane.
You were fat. Isn't it crazy that I'm going to lose all this weight and still be fat? It's fucked up.
What do you gotta do?
What do you mean?
Like, what are your plans?
When I get
like, what do you want? Like, do you have a goal?
To maintain, I just want to get to 240, 245 and maintain it. I mean, there's a brief thought of maybe I can get back in my dress blues. Maybe I can get, because my boy's in, and maybe if I can get back into that shape and get a uniform, that would be extremely hard. It just wasn't a realistic weight for me. But I could probably do. If I got down to 215, I could probably get in a uniform.
Do you have an aesthetic goal, like what you want to look like?
No, because it's just not realistic. Like what a human mind thinks they want to look like, it's never going to happen. So I just want to be comfortable. I want to be healthy and comfortable. That's it. I want my blood work to be great, which losing this weight has made my blood work great. I sleep better. My wife says I don't even snore anymore, which is great because I was borderline sleep apnea at one time. Now I'm completely done with it. So yeah, that's what. And flex. I want to be flexible in circulation. That's my goal. Do I like feeling strong? Yes, but I discipline myself now of staying away from heavy free weights at the gym. I'm doing a lot of cables, a lot of dips and pull-ups, and then cardio.
I don't even work out. I don't even lift anything.
You just walk in, you look like a hobo, and then you
go in the sauna, come out looking like a wet hobo.
Wet hobo, right.
And then,
you look like a hobo to walk through the sprinklers, and then you leave.
It's like 198 in there. I stay in for like 20 minutes.
It was hot. The day I walked
really
in there.
Good.
Yeah.
It's really good for you.
That day I walked in there and you were there. I was like, oh my God.
I just got a thing. I'm going to pull it up.
You know, you brought up a good point. He's like, you know that we really slow roast things at this temperature?
Yeah.
Like,
you could cook a pig
yeah.
at 200 for sure. Here it is. So this is time. So 5 to 10 minutes in a sauna, you're sweating out toxins. 12 minutes, you increase your heart rate. So that's good for you, right? At 15 minutes, you hit like this green area where this is like the money maker. At 15 minutes, you have increased white blood cells. So it's good for your immune system and stuff like that. 15 minutes, your growth hormone increases 5 times that of what it normally is, which is fantastic for you. 20 minutes, cardiovascular benefits. 20 to 30 minutes, heat shock protein response. 30 minutes, you get reduced blood sugar and improved insulin sensitivity, which is all excellent for you. 30 minutes and less. Then you get over 30 minutes, and then you're like, then you're risking like, dehydration, but your growth hormone increases 16 times. So if you went in for 60 minutes a day and like,
you'd be like
7 foot tall. Yeah. No. And then if you exceed 60 minutes, then you're dead. You're dead. Yeah. You're getting.
They're like, listen, there's a real fine line. It's like you're like healthy, and then you're dead. Then you're pulled pork.
But it is good for you, you know. And then I drink a ton of water to replace it, and you're just like, you're just recycling this like water in your body.
And that's the best time when you come out of there and you're done. That's the best time for a Gatorade or your Powerade because it replenishes you, and then obviously load up on water and you're good.
That's why I drink I buy a gallon of water. Wawa, I drink it all day.
Because guess what season we're coming into? Water. Yeah, so definitely. And listen, I've noticed this as I'm losing weight, a lot of things. Blood pressure comes down. I get cold now. I used to be a real hot person. I get like cold. I need a blanket. I'm like an old guy.
Really?
Yeah. It like the changes that you feel are like, you know, it's great. Just getting up and moving around.
If you drink a lot of water, it does do that.
My body responds so sensitively to lack of water, dehydration.
I'm pretty sure everyone does. I'm pretty sure that human beings do.
Yeah, mine's like it's like I can tell. Like I will start. My body just feels like it just wants to start shutting down.
If you're not drinking water.
Yes, and then I get a feeling of that I don't want to drink or eat anything, and that like so. But you have to. You have to force. I have to force myself to drink water. Yeah. So I get
super tired if I'm like I am so lethargic if I don't drink water. You know, and it's crazy because like you don't even notice until you start drinking water like you're supposed to, and then you do, and you feel great, but it's like taking an Advil, right? Like your head hurts, you take an Advil. There's no spot where you can identify like, oh, my headache went away. You just think 1 second, and you're like, oh, my headache's
it's gone.
You know, it's kind of like that with water too. Like you start drinking water, you feel bad, you don't know when, so it's like that weird like slow roll to like feeling great. So it's hard to attribute it to like water,
right?
But it is like, and if you drink water that much every day, and then like on a Saturday, like me, normally, like a Saturday, I'll let it go by the wayside. Saturday and Sunday, I don't stop at Wawa. I get my gallon, and like I'm not like out of my routine, so I'm not drinking as much water.
Yeah,
and then I'm just like a piece of shit all day.
I'm so glad my wife doesn't watch this because she would be like, I told you, because she does all the time. Drink water.
My wife does too.
Drink more water because she's a nurse, right?
Nurses,
just drink more water. I'm like, you went to Clemson to tell me drink water, and then you went to Jefferson for your master's to drink water. She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's that easy.
I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. And honestly, I hate to say it, half the time,
it's
probably
true.
half the time she's right.
It happens to me all the time. I'll be like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting sick, whatever. And then she'll just fill up a big jug of water for me. Like, just drink this. And I'll drink it, and then I'm fine. And I'm like, well, I guess that's all you need. Some water. Water. How are you supposed to say water, by the way?
I don't know.
Water. How do normal people say water?
Water. That sounds like Walter.
Walter.
Hello, Water.
You put an L in there. Walter.
It's water.
Would you like some Walter? Some Walter White?
Hey, man, you want some water?
Some water. What? It's
you
water.
Want some water?
Like water, I feel like is the right way to say it.
What, water?
Water.
Yeah.
Wooder.
Right, it's water.
Water.
Right.
Water. Water.
I say water.
And it's pork roll.
You say water?
Water.
Water. That sounds like Wadder.
I intentionally made myself stop saying water.
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 Doesn't that
A glass
hurt?
of water.
It hurts me.
Water.
It's a glass of water.
It literally hurts my self.
Hey, man, can I get a glass of water?
Water.
I don't know.
Water sounds more hick than water.
I beg your pardon?
Water.
It was.
Sounds stupid.
Glass of water.
It does sound. I like water.
Glass of water.
Water.
That's strange. That's strange. I'm sweating.
I'm sweating.
I don't like that. Yeah. All right. You got anything else?
No.
All right, then.
All right, I guess that wraps it up for episode 44 of Two in a Blue. I am John Flounder, Stevie D, Big Glue. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, get in the comments. We'll see you on the next one.